Alright, so we're standing here in front of a willow oak that our assistant operations manager is in climbing right now. And this gives you an example of what some of these trees look like before we get started. It also gives you an example and understanding of why it requires special gear and training to do. And this is all done through the use primarily of hand saws and small equipment. And what we have going on right now is we're sort of positioning ourselves in the tree to evaluate all these multiple crossing branches and leaders that are ultimately going to cause problems with the tree, make the tree want to split potentially, limbs rub against limbs and cause an area for pathogens to enter. So we're going to reduce the kind of conflicting limbs and open up and increase air circulation inside the tree so that it's less vulnerable to, again, pathogens such as fungus, leaf funguses, spider mites, and any of the other bugs and pathogens that are typically present on very dense willow oaks. When we get done, this tree will look like the previous tree in some ways where it's been opened up and thinned out. This is about a 12-inch diameter willow, and again, this is the first time it will have been pruned, and probably will need to be pruned again in about 3 years. It will also allow for a little bit more sort of light to penetrate into some of these lower growing shrubs in here, which also has some benefit as well. Another example of one of these trees. We have another climber over here in this other tree. This tree is the same species over just to the right where we're working here, and what we'll do is make some corrective cuts. The tree has multiple leaders in there, and what we'll do when we're done is we'll end up having one primary leader with subordinated other leaders. And at the tree farms that grow trees in Georgia, part of what happens is to have beautiful trees. This is done consistently up until the point of sale. And a common misunderstanding that a lot of folks have is that these trees naturally grow in perfect beauty and shape, when in fact most every tree that's planted has been pruned and manipulated to be a good, consistently grown tree, and that is done profusely on an annual basis in the nurseries. And some of these trees that you get out of the nurseries have been grown there for 6, 8, 10 years. Sometimes they're only a few years old, but they are pruned to have central leaders when applicable, and in maples a lot of them have multiple leaders to have a nicer head on them. But trees don't maintain themselves after that, and that's part of what we want the public to know, is that trees will last longer and perform better and have less insect and disease problems if they are maintained, particularly at this age.